Hi, everybody. Welcome into today's show here on JTV. It is Monday. It is a holiday, too. MLK Day. It's also College Football Playoff Championship Day. It's also inauguration. It's a big day, Monday the 20th. But we're here. Thank you to the Insurance Circle Agency and Pataki Orthodontics. I'm David. That's Adam. Hello, Adam.
Hello.
It is really cold out, by the way, as you probably have noticed by now.
It's ridiculous out. Yeah, I had to go move my car, and I almost froze before even getting to the car.
You weren't even out there for that long.
I know. I almost froze.
Well, I don't think anybody will be playing any games Tuesday. Obviously, nobody has school today.
Yeah. We were supposed to do a live game on Tuesday.
And we're not.
Yeah.
So,
darn.
It was supposed to be a good game too between Hanover and I agree between Hanover and Michigan Center.
Yeah.
And then we will still be on Friday for sure. Myself and Max Fritz Friday night at Jackson High. But again, no sports today. Monday being MLK Day, no school, and again because of the weather, likely none on Tuesday. Some people are hoping they get snow day on Wednesday too. That's not.
Yeah, but when I was a kid, I always wished for stuff like that, and I kind of knew it wasn't gonna happen, but it was just like, oh, it'd be awesome, just to get my hopes up, One's enough.
Yeah, well, plus you had today off too.
Yeah, so it's that's a nice start to the week for them.
Yeah, 2 days off.
Yeah.
Friday. Why can't we get 2 days off?
Yeah, what the heck?
But Friday night, we will be back live for basketball on JTV. We will be at Jackson High as they take on Chelsea in a huge SEC showdown. So right now, Chelsea is actually 4th in the SEC, believe it or not. And Jackson High is 3rd. But that's also because Jackson High has not played as many conference games yet compared to Chelsea, and they have a better overall record. But, if I had to guess, it'll probably change. But as we look at the conference standings in both boys and girls basketball, as we head into mid to end of January and then really start of February is the biggest time for the regular season schedule and when you want to be playing your best basketball. So the conference standings for the boys, Springport tied for first in the Big 8 right now with Stockbridge, and then Concord tied for third. Cascades West, Columbia, Hanover tied for first. And they actually just played at Hanover this past Friday with the Comets defeating Columbia, but they're tied at 7-2 conference record, and then Jonesville 1 game behind in third. And in the Cascades East, Grass Lake, again, conference record 9-0. Cascades East, Grass Lake is first, 9-0. Center is second at 7-1. And, of course, 2 weeks ago, Grass Lake beat Center 39-34. And then Leslie, 2 games behind Center in third place. And then, as I mentioned a couple seconds ago in the SEC White, Jackson High tied for second at 2-1. With Tecumseh, but Tecumseh has the tiebreaker over them with a better overall record of 10-2 and Jackson 6-6. So if you really want to break it down by tiebreaker, Jackson High is tied for second, but they are down basically in the tiebreaker by about 4 games, so they're essentially third right now. And then on the girls' side of the Big 8, Concord 2 games ahead. They're in first place. The Cascades West, Columbia first by 2 games over Jonesville and Hanover. Grass Lake first, defeating both Center and Leslie, which I do want to. I mentioned last week on Wednesday that I was going to the Grass Lake girls game Thursday against Leslie. There were some rowdy fans there.
Oh, really? There were?
Yeah. So I will get to that in a second. I'm
Oh,
not going to
okay.
call out anybody individually because I don't know anybody's name. But
Right.
but the Cascades East for the girls, Grass Lake is first at 6-0, 2 games ahead of both Center and Leslie, who they beat both of them already. And then Western girls lead the I-8 by 1 game over Coldwater. So Grass Lake defeated Leslie, the girls, 49-39 this past Thursday. And there are a lot of unhappy fans on the visiting side for Leslie. Now, Leslie's one of the schools that we kind of cover, even though they're not in Jackson County. So I'm not going to go on and on about this because I know there's people from Leslie that watch. But, you know, and because I've seen this, I've heard this being said at other games before. This isn't the first time, but like after the game, there were parents and fans complaining that Grass Lake paid the refs and that they're terrible, and the coach got ejected from the game with like 10 seconds left. They're already down by 10. So at that point, it was just adding on to it. And the fans stomping on the bleachers, yelling at the officials. I mean, this was one of the worst high school basketball crowds I've seen.
Sounds like a good time.
For the home team, it was a good time. It was a long bus ride back home for Leslie. And then the boys, Grass Lake, played at Leslie and beat them in their gym the next day on Friday. So, no, I know we don't want to call out one of our local schools, but there's a line, right? Because we've seen it in football before too. And because we're on top of the bleachers or the press box, we get to hear a lot of it on the home side. And I haven't seen a crowd like that at a basketball game in a long time. So just had to get that off my chest. And most of these officials, obviously, they're paid to ref these games, but it's not a lot. It's almost essentially they're volunteering their time to officiate a high school game, not even college or obviously pros. It's their weeknights, and without these officials and anybody else who works the game volunteering, these kids and these student athletes wouldn't be able to play their games because they don't have enough help from the MHSAA. So be grateful for the officials. I know on Friday, me and Max, we did both Lumen games. We had talked a couple times in the girls' games early on about the officiating, I will admit. If you watch the highlights, which we'll show coming up, or if you watch the replay of the full game over the weekend, there were a lot of fouls called in that first game. Almost every back and forth down trip, there was a whistle.
That was a long game, that first game.
It was. Now, why are you talking about the officials, and the fans from Thursday when you said it about every other play on Friday?
Yeah, but I'm not.
No, I'm not talking about it. Just in general, if somebody's asking that. Well, that's, the crowd was really about Thursday. And in the Lumen game Friday, it just slowed the game down.
Oh, yeah.
A ton of foul calls. Every single down, possession down there, and then down there was a whistle for something.
Right.
So, but otherwise, both wins by Lumen, girls and boys, and it was a good night at Lumen. A lot of our JTV staff was there, too.
Yeah.
So, it was good. You can check out pictures from that, too, on our website from both games at jtv.tv, and then we'll show the highlights here coming up in a few minutes. Also coming up on the show today, Mark Andrews dropped another pass and blew it for Baltimore. I was pulling for them. Not that I don't like Buffalo, because I do, but I just thought Baltimore, who should have beat Kansas City the very first week of the year, I thought could have beat Kansas City if they played this Sunday.
Right. I do know one thing. I think I knew going into this that whoever was going to win that game, especially if the Lions lost, that America's team would now be the winner of that game. So it's Buffalo now. It's Buffalo or bust for a lot of people.
I remember if I said it on the show or not, whoever wins that game between the two quarterbacks is going to win the MVP. I know that's mostly a regular season award, but if the two MVP candidates are playing in the playoffs, it's really what it's going to come down to. And Lamar Jackson it was a great game by him. And Derrick Henry had a decent game, but I saw one of my buddies made a 3 or 4 leg parlay. It was James Cook anytime touchdown, and it was like 2nd and goal, 3rd and goal. They got stopped at the 1 twice, and that was the one thing he missed his thing on his bet.
Always happens. Always happens.
Kansas City just completely annihilated Houston in the second half. Their defense finished with 8 sacks in that game. You're never going to win a game getting sacked 8 times.
Yeah.
And Stroud got hurt at the end. And just a, crumbling way to end the season for Houston. And then a guy named Jaden Daniels went to Ford Field and handled the Lions. So,
you didn't have to say it like that, but okay.
Well,
I know you're enjoying this. You're enjoying this. I'll tell you this.
I had a happy day yesterday.
You're enjoying this more than I enjoyed the Packers losing.
Probably.
But
I knew Green Bay was going to lose. See, there was no way they were going to beat
I
the
didn't know
Eagles.
they were going to lose. I thought there was definitely a good shot that they were going to lose, but I didn't know.
Now, I'll be honest. I didn't expect Washington to win. I said it on the show. I gave them a chance, but I think just like everybody else, yeah, sure, they had a chance, but there was no way that the Lions weren't going to win, and that they were even like my dad was saying, oh, the Lions are just going to walk right through them. Basically, there were some people that are going to walk right to the Super Bowl, and that is not,
I think we kind of knew that wasn't going to happen because of the injuries and everything, but I thought that yesterday was going to be a little bit closer, or yesterday, technically Saturday, but
you kind of knew as soon as the defense started suffering all these injuries earlier in the year, there was going to come a game where all those injuries on defense just caught up to them.
Yeah.
A mix of that, plus the turnovers on offense, couple things. So we'll get to that coming up.
Do we have to though? I don't want to. I don't think anybody at home wants to. I think you're the only one that's getting joy out of this.
That's too bad.
That's I am the producer of the show. I could just
That is true.
I could just cut that whole segment out. It's just it's gonna come up to a point, and then we're gonna skip that entire discussion, and then it's just gonna go to commercial break.
I just come in here and talk. He does all the magic for the show, so that's true.
That's right. I can control it.
Also, the Buckeyes. This was from Wednesday's show. I don't know if the line has changed, but Ohio State -8 when we talked on Wednesday's show. So we'll talk about that coming up. Andy mentioned this morning on the morning show, he said, who do we root for in this game? Because as a Michigan fan, you don't want to root for the Buckeyes.
Well, you don't root for either, but you root for Notre Dame.
Right.
It'd be hilarious if they won. And it's a good story. Even though you don't want to root for Notre Dame, it's still a good story if they win.
Andy had also mentioned he doesn't like those people who say, oh, you have to root for the Big Ten once Michigan is out.
No, I hate that. That's so dumb.
Why?
Yeah, that's dumb.
So we'll get to that. We'll also preview the rest of our January schedule coming up. Of course, we've got J-High this Friday, and then Lumen Northwest coming up next Monday, the 27th. So we'll get to our Lumen basketball highlights when we come back here on JTV. Stay tuned. Welcome back here on JTV. I'm David Rice. Thank you to the Insurance Circle Agency, 888-5027, myinsuranccircle.com. And also thank you to Pataki Orthodontics in Grass Lake, Hillsdale, and Coldwater. Of course, I mentioned earlier we were at Lumen Christi Friday for a doubleheader for the girls. Big win over Dearborn Divine Child, and then the boys getting a win over Macomb Lutheran Northern. I think everybody played in the boys' game for Lumen because all the subs came in at the end, and I think almost everybody scored. I don't remember the kid's name, but they kept feeding the ball back to him after he missed the first three, trying to get him the basket. And But no, it's a good win for both teams. The Lumen boys are now 12-0, number one team.
Wow.
In the state still. So they play 22 in a season, so 12 down, 10 to go.
That's right.
But then they're in the same district as Grass Lake.
That'd be a big game.
I still think Lumen heavy favorite in that game.
I wouldn't say heavy favorite. I would say it's
I
close.
would say heavy
Oh, would
favorite.
you? Wow. Okay.
Sorry, being a Grass Lake person, but
Fake fan. Just fake fan over here.
Just keeping it real today. And then the Lumen girls are top 10 in the state as well. They're having a great season. And they took on Dearborn Divine Child on Friday. Myself and Max Fritz had that on JTV. And if you missed the broadcast, here are a few highlights.
This is going to be Zibka, Klein, and Hunt on the tip, and we are underway from Lumen Christi. Kenna Hunt has
she knew the play, and Ruge didn't bite.
Pressure there, pass inside, avoids the contact and scores. Will Helmson gives Divine Child the lead. There's the senior, makes it 6-3. Hunt driving inside and gets the tough layup for two.
Power on display by Hunt there.
Pass inside, taken away by Hunt. Right there on the defense. Hunt gonna go all the way with the left hand, and Lumen Christi has the lead.
And look at that speed too, David.
Gives it over to Ganton. Hunt thought about it, pump fake, deep three, and that one's cash.
David, I knew that was going in the second and left her finger. She had it. Now the Falcons get it. If there's another one, Lumen will have it.
Cross court, back to the corner for three. That one's good.
Good three there by Hansen. Last reliable. We'll be relying on them a lot next week, David, with those sub-zero temperatures.
Absolutely. Basket there, Cody Ruge, the junior, makes it a 3-point game. Ruge, three in the corner, counted and a foul.
She was not able to come down freely. Number 23.
Right to the defender, Will Helmson, all the way, pump fake and a score. Tie game.
David, how'd she get that wide open? That was almost
two quick fouls on her just a minute ago. Cody Ruge for three, made one earlier, and now again, Lumen with the lead.
The junior
defense taken away by the Falcons on a fast break. And the layup is good, and it's a 5-point game.
Excellent coaching there for Divine Child.
Here comes Hunt, up by 8, under a minute to play. Hunt, Euro step all the way and scores.
She's feeling it now, David.
Strong, rebound Rozak. Titans pushing the floor. Here comes Stone. Layup is good.
Stone good off the assist by Rozak.
Pull up three. That one good. Did she call bank? I don't know, but that one is in. LaFear gets it in the corner. Back to Ganton. Baseline jumper, no. LaFear with the rebound and score.
Good job by LaFear
here. Takeaway by LaFear. Down to Hunt. Got a defender behind her. Nice move. And two.
LaFear with the takeaway and the heave-ho pass.
Both no good, so it's still an 11-point game. Hunt makes it 13. Here's Rozak, under 3 minutes to play. Puts up a layup, no good off the glass. Great offensive rebound and a score for the junior boys.
We just love hearing that, especially at the end of these games.
That shot's no good. There's the final rebound by Hunt, and that is going to do it for the first game of our doubleheader tonight. The Lumen Christi girls go to 7-3 on the year, 54-36. And a dominant.
Welcome back here on JTV. So if you missed the broadcast and you watch the highlights there, you can check out photos from the girls game and the boys game too online at jtv.tv. So thanks to our photographer Carson, and then he went to Elvis night at Grand River Saturday. Of course, his dad, Tiki Sam.
That's right.
So they had a great event. Pictures from that as well are on our website. So looked like it was a fun time there. They nobody missed any of the games on TV. A lot of people were worried about that.
Did you know if they had like a special like an Elvis pizza, like peanut butter, banana, and bacon?
I don't know.
Oh, they should. Question. They should. Tiki Sam, call me.
I don't know if it tastes good. Peanut butter, banana, bacon
to Elvis
pizza.
It did, but he was one weird guy.
I don't think he ate it as a pizza. I think he ate it as a sandwich.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, there's always room for new inventions. Gordon Ramsay, call me.
No, because the pizza sauce with the peanut butter and the
How about
banana.
Instead of pizza sauce, peanut butter? Or instead of the pizza sauce, peanut butter. Peanut butter base, bananas on top, crumbly bacon.
I don't know about that. It's something about that just doesn't seem.
We'll make it. We'll make it. Come on. Tiki Sam can do this. If anybody can make weird pizza good, he could definitely do it. Not anybody. So.
But you can also check out his pictures from the boys' game from Lumen as they defeated Macomb Lutheran Northern. And if you missed the boys' game, here are a few highlights from that as well.
Up for the tip against number 40, Andrew Stars.
And we are underway with the boys' game and our doubleheader on JTV. Luke Tropez is going to have it. Man with it, gives it up to Schuer. Number 10, Ben Schuer is their leading scorer here with the ball for the Mustangs. Averaging 19 a game. Ball's on the floor, shots up, and it's good.
Good job by the big man, Andrew Stars right there, the senior.
Couple players out tonight with injury or illness for Lumen Christi. Going to be a little bit different of a look on the rotation as Cadale Williams for the first two.
The power, he just got it.
Rebound Crowley. Gives out to Cadale Williams. Oh, almost showtime there, but 2 points.
Lays it in.
We've got an injury. Number 11, Cameron Head. See Crowley there on our replay. He gets up okay. Williams almost went with the dunk, just couldn't. Burgess will pass it in. Trope, corner three. Yes, sir.
Oh, and points after it. He knew that one was going in. Points
comes up short. Crowley pushing the pace. Lumen up 7-2. Trope with another three. That one's good. Luke Trope on fire with 2 long threes. Play in the opening quarter. Pass inside the Stars, and the 2 is good. Crowley inside with the left hand, and a nice finish.
And Crowley goes.
Williams, under a minute to play. Nice move, and the left hand finish.
Oh, Cadale Williams. What?
Corner 3 from Schuer. That one's no good. Fighting for the rebound. Here comes Williams. Showtime. Throws it down.
Cadale never gave up on that one.
Not to. I don't think Coach Trope was too happy with that. Coming back the other way. Corner 3 is Cash. Jack McMahon.
Their points in transition. David Macomb is capitalizing on them. That's what they need to get back into this game.
Kalahar, 3 points for number 3.
But then Lumen Christi Brothers today at 517-764-7888.
Corner 3, yes sir. That makes it a 12-point game. That's number 10. Here's Schuer again. Got the takeaway on defense. 2-on-1. Layup is good, and the foul counted.
It'll be a Dr. Ekbo and 1 right there.
Taken away, Burgess right out of his hands.
Ripped it away from him, got it to Cadale.
Williams, Trope, yes sir. Corner 3. Timeout Mustangs.
That's what the...
With 6, with 5. Freshman Burgess in the corner with 2. Trope's got to get it off at the buzzer. Shot good! At the horn. Luke Trope. 7:38 to play. Crowley gets the 2 to go.
This is when Lumen can have fun with the lane open. He could have even drawn the foul if he would have went for the bucket. Decided to be unselfish.
Trope, nice layup. There's a rebound.
They're going to live and die on that 3-hill here.
And the layup is good. Burgess.
And Lumen just playing with the Mustangs here now.
Here's a 3, pump fake, shot's good. That makes it 63 to 39.
Glass or replay system couldn't handle it.
Shore in the corner, hits another 3. Back to back. And of course, our photographer Carson here earlier, you can check out his pictures from both the girls and the boys game online. The number 1 team in Division III, Lumen Christi Titans, are now 12-0, 77 to 48 is your final score in a blowout conference victory.
Welcome back on JTV. Thank you to the Insurance Circle Agency and Pataki Orthodontics. So, again, thanks to everybody at Lumen. Great hospitality as always. We'll be seeing the Titan boys team again next Monday, the 27th at Northwest. So the highlights and pictures all on our website at jtv.tv. Before we get to the Lions, the national championship is tonight. It went up from -8 to 8.5. It was at 9, right? You said it opened at 9.
Yeah, it did. Can we just stay on this the whole time and not talk about the football games?
No.
Ugh.
And then it went down to 8, and now it's at 8.5.
Yep.
I had my paper from last week. I still wrote it down here, but I had Notre Dame 24-17 over the Buckeyes. So.
Wow. All right, he's doing it.
I am sticking by that. And the 8.5 will not hit then if I'm predicting by 7. Real quick, Scott Van Pelt Sports Center does the worst bets or whatever it's called.
Bad bets or bad beats or whatever it's called. Yeah.
There was a half court buzzer beater at the end of a game, and it wasn't for the win. Like, it was just, it went in. But that shot made the differential, or I think either broke it or just missed it or over that over under and broke the bet.
Some of those are unreal. Those bad beats, some of those are the craziest amount of circumstances that have to happen for that to, for a team to cover. It's crazy.
Yeah. I'll have to pull up here and show you after the show because I don't remember what it was. A basketball game. I don't remember which team it was, but early. Well, I guess I shouldn't say early, but predictions. Anything that might happen tonight between the Buckeyes and that. We were talking about this. Annie brought it up on the morning show too. There's people that say, "Oh well, because Michigan and Michigan State's not playing, you still have to root for the Big Ten."
I think that's dumb.
No, it does not work like that.
Why would you root for your biggest rival?
Well, as a Michigan fan, you don't really want to root for Notre Dame.
Well, you don't like Notre Dame,
but you don't want to root for Ohio State.
Yeah, who do you like more? If you had to pick one, you'd pick Notre Dame, right? So, and also it's just kind of like, I don't know. I'm not going to actively root for Ohio State to win a national championship.
Right. I wrote down 24-17 Notre Dame because obviously I want the Irish to win. But my gut tells me the way Ohio State's been playing, this could either be a steamroll by them or they could be absolutely cooked.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't see Notre Dame running away with it, but I would not be surprised if Notre Dame got blown out. But I'm expecting this to be close, but I wouldn't be shocked if that ended up happening.
I think it's either a close game, Notre Dame wins, or Ohio State blowout. Notre Dame's not going to win in a blowout.
Right.
So that's at 7:30, and it actually, if you're watching on Monday night, it just kicked off. So Wednesday we'll have the short recap of it, plus more basketball highlights coming up on Wednesday's show.
They could watch this show picture-in-picture with the national championship if they want.
There you go.
They watch both at the same time.
take our gambling advice while you're watching that game and placing bets.
Are we allowed to say that?
Actually, don't.
Yeah. Well, if you're going to listen to David Rice, I guess Notre Dame plus the points because you don't think they're going to win. But you think it's going to be close. So, yeah.
Take the plus.
Take the plus. According
to me.
According to David Rice.
Usually not right, so don't listen. Also, of course, here at JTV, we like to highlight our student athletes, not only great athletes on the field, but also great students in the classroom as well. Our Hearn Family Chiropractic Scholar Athlete of the Week. You can catch that on our other sports show here on JTV, The Locker Room, and online at jtv.tv. And as well as Jeff Steers' Saturday Spotlight, sponsored by Picture This Jackson. So each Saturday morning, around 8, 9 a.m. on our website, jtv.tv, we highlight a student athlete in our area each week. This past Saturday, we highlighted the point guard and Alma commit Kate Starkey from Grass Lake girls basketball. So thanks to Picture This and thanks to our Hearn Family Chiropractic. And if you want to keep up with all that and more with your favorite school, you can subscribe to JTV Sports. Probably won't be a whole lot in your email this week because there's no games today. There's probably not going to be any games Tuesday.
Yeah, it's going to be a light week to start off. And that may, I know we talked about this before, that may kind of impact our show as well, just because there's not going to be not much to discuss. But we're going to have national championship discussion at least.
Yes. So we will be here Wednesday.
Yes.
And, of course, for our January schedule, again, looking at it here, we were supposed to be at Michigan Center tomorrow, Tuesday, and they are probably not going to play or have school.
Right.
It's supposed to be like -5 or -6 overnight, and then
the wind chill is going to be ridiculous.
The wind
That's
chill,
kind
I
of the
feel
big
like,
thing,
is
right?
going to be even worse.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so it's bad here. I want to see how cold it is way more north than us. So I looked at Sault Ste. Marie weather yesterday, and this was at like 9 o'clock in the evening, and it was like -14. And that wasn't even like the bottom overnight low.
Yeah. Whew.
Ooh. I'm just glad we're not in -14.
Yes. Good gracious.
Because things just stop working when it's that cold.
Yeah. Ugh.
So, but we'll still be at Jackson High Friday. Myself and Max Fritz, the F team, back in action on Friday at Jackson High. And then Monday we'll be at Northwest to watch the Mounties take on Lumen Christi. So coming up on Wednesday's show, we'll recap the national championship. We will also show you some more basketball highlights. And the Detroit Lions will have a new offensive and defensive coordinator next year. So we'll talk head coaching. You're lucky I didn't bring up the Lions today.
Just let me have another day to think about this.
Very brief,
Oh, what is this? You just said.
Well, if we knew the injuries at some point were going to come back to hurt the defense,
yeah,
there was going to be a game, and that's what happened. Also, the turnovers didn't help. I didn't think Goff was going to come back in for a minute after he got absolutely killed.
And no flag.
And there should have been a flag. Yeah. Absolutely, 100%. Yeah. And Kansas City got away with a few calls as well. Now that impacted the game, no, it didn't because they were far the better team. But
I was gonna say I was at the MLK dinner when that happened over at Jackson College, so I didn't see it. But my buddies blew up my phone when I guess Mahomes barely got touched and they rolled it like
and it was roughing the passer.
Yeah, so my phone blew up when that happened. So
that was a horrible call.
Yeah,
it wasn't even. He had just gotten rid of the ball when he got hit.
Yeah.
But they said, because it was a head-to-head hit, blah, 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 whatever. So we'll preview the Bills in Kansas City, once again meeting in the playoffs, and Washington taking on Philly. I said if Washington were to beat Detroit, they could keep the run going because they already beat Philly this year. They split 1-1 in the regular season.
I'm so disinterested in this playoff.
This should be a very good NFC Championship game.
Yeah, I just don't care. AFC Championship game, that's at least interesting, but this NFC Championship situation just sucks.
I'm happy about it, so I will take it.
I'm glad everybody at home is with me and not with David. At least I'll say that. Everybody agrees with me. Everybody else is struggling right now.
It's been fun to watch everybody else be upset and suffer. So I know I'm a horrible person. For
well, I
saying
mean, you
that.
guys suffered 2 losses to us this year, didn't you?
Yes.
Well, at least we beat
And
you
2
guys
to the
twice.
Vikings. Oh, and 1 to the Bears.
Yo, that's right, because you guys were 1
Oh,
and
and
5.
2 to the Eagles.
Yeah. Well,
That's okay. We're horrible anyways, so
I'm glad you're finally admitting it. So that's nice.
Thanks.
Finally happened. Yep.
Thanks.
No problem.
He's the producer of the show, and now
Come on.
But no, thanks for listening wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for watching on TV, online, and if you missed any part, you can go back and watch as well. So have a great rest of your day, evening. Enjoy the national championship, and we will talk to you on Wednesday.